Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Championship Saturday on the NFHS Network. We're coming to you live from the Xfinity Center in College Park, Maryland for the 1A state championship between the Pocomoke Warriors and the Lake Clifton Lakers. Bob Duncan, Mike Cerrone getting ready for the tip-off here. Warriors have a 24-3 record. Lake Clifton Lakers 17-10. Opening tip-off controlled by the Lakers. Lakers in the dark uniforms coming right to left across your screen. Pocomoke Warriors in the white uniforms going left to right. Tyler Nixon at the top of the key directing traffic. Gets it down inside to Rashid Brown. Shantez Drake now back to Kai Thompson. Moving the ball nicely. Stephen Parker with it now. Brown drives. Kicks it back out to Shantez Drake in the corner for three.
Nice shot down there at the baseline. Good start here for Lake Clifton.
Correction, that was two. He was just inside the arc. Coming back the other direction now are the Pocomoke Warriors.
Pocomoke coming in at 24-3 and Lake Clifton at 17-10.
Tyrone Matthews steps on the sideline and the Lakers will get it back.
Once we get a break in the action, we'll get some keys of the game up for you all. Pocomoke comes in here as the favorite. Starting off at looks like about a 3-2 zone, but kind of a hybrid as we saw there, Bob, as we saw a bunch of movement up in the top three.
Kai Thompson shot no good. Come back the other direction. The Warriors shot there from Tyler Nixon, the stud of the team. No good. And here come the Lakers back the other direction. Kai Thompson. Up for it. Rashid Brown. Quick 4-0 lead here for the Lakers in the early going. From the corner. It's there. Johnson with the score. Jarrett Johnson, 6'2" senior forward. Puts the Warriors on the board. 4-3, your score. Just under 2 minutes gone. 3-point try from Shantez Drake, no good. And the Warriors bring it back the other direction. Nice screen at the top of the key. Trying to get it down inside for Jarrett Johnson in that corner. They'll bring it back out to the top and reset. Internal for Leander Roberts. He gets stripped. Good defense in there from the Lakers.
As we got a timeout in the action. Bob, let's get to our keys of the game here, where when you're looking at starting with Pocomoke, I mean, feed the beast. I mean, they got a dynamic duo in Nixon and Matthews, averaging a bunch of points. So really, when you're looking at Lake Clifton, they got to stop these two.
Absolutely. Nixon and Matthews, 31 and 22 points respectively in the semifinal win over Clear Spring just the other night. Those two have been the studs of the Lakers attack all season long. They're going to need to stay within themselves as well. I mean, they're coming up against a team with a considerably better record, but don't try and do too much. Don't make the silly mistakes. And so far, they've been able to do that in the first 2.5 minutes as they're off to an early lead.
But also, Lake Clifton, as we said, they got to contain the duo. I mean, it's kind of a pick-your-poison situation. The ball almost comes and flies at us, but at the same time, it's a pick-your-poison situation. If you pick one and the other one can go off, at least you're limiting the production of the duo.
Stephen Parker with it. Drives the lane. Kicks it back out to the top of the key. Driving Kai Thompson. He's fouled. And he will go to the line for an old-fashioned three. Tyler Nixon, the guilty Warrior. His first, the team's first. 5:09 left here in the first quarter. Lakers on top 6-3. Kai Thompson hoping to add to that with an old-fashioned three. And it bounces off the back of the backboard.
A decent amount of scoring here in the first 2 minutes. Usually these schools coming in here to this, especially a big arena like here at the Xfinity Center, I mean, sometimes you think the big lights and the bright lights can possibly hinder them a little bit, but
turnover. Here comes Thompson back the other way. Down Main Street. He'll go to the line.
Personal foul, Leah Roberts, his first.
Ty Thompson driving the lane, getting hacked in the act. He'll go to the line for a pair.
It's like an old school NBA battle here with the Warriors and Lakers.
Exactly.
You never really see those two mascots in high school.
Thompson converts the first of two. And he's true on the second. Lake Clifton off to an 8-3 lead here, just inside of 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Tyler Nixon drives. He'll get rejected. No call. Ball goes out of bounds. He'll stay on this end of the floor. Jarek Johnson to inbound. Finds his big man in the middle, and they'll score. Here comes Ty Thompson with a floater, won't go. Rebound. Back to Pocomoke. Nixon brings it across the line. Finds his man on the corner. Shot no good. Battle for it underneath, and the ball goes up off the back of the backboard. No basket.
Both coaches have pretty long tenures for each school. Coach Fuchs for Pocomoke has 13 years under his belt. And Hareed,
Shantez Dixon drives.
for the Lakers, has 19.
Scramble for it. Lake Clifton coming away with it, showing the momentum here early. Ty Thompson underneath for Tyrone Matthews. No good. Correction around Lucas. Underneath for Pocomoke. LaCurtis Whitney. No good. Long lead pass coming back the other direction. Shot no good. Scramble for it underneath. And Pocomoke comes away with it. Johnson now over to Tyrone Matthews. He loses the handle. Headman pass coming the other direction for Rasheed Brown. He'll score.
Rasheed Brown.
10-5 Lakers with 3.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Tyler Nixon. He'll drive and get fouled. Tyler Nixon only 5'5", but not afraid to mix it up with the big boys in the paint.
Personal foul, Tyrone Matthews, his first.
3:16 left here in the first. This one has been flying by so far, Bob. I mean, over half the quarter's already gone, and it feels like we just started.
Tyler Nixon had 31 the other night, as we mentioned, and he'll convert the first of two.
Tyler Nixon will shoot the second of two.
18 of 21 from the line the other night, and he converts both of them here. 10-7 your score, 3:15 to play in the opening quarter. Lake Clifton on top and with possession, brings it across. Looking for Shantez Drake, now kicks it back out to Ty Thompson. Now to Stephen Parker, back out to Thompson. They go around the key tie. Shantez Drake for three. 6-point lead now for the Lakers. And a quick timeout. 13-7 your score, 2:49 to play here in the first quarter. Bob Duncan, Mike Cerrone with you on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back. We're back at the Xfinity Center in University of Maryland on Championship Saturday as the Warriors of Pocomoke and Lakers of Lake Clifton tangle in a 1A state championship. 13-7 your score, Lakers, with about 2:45 to play here in the opening quarter. Ty Thompson brings it across for the Lakers. He'll drive, get double teamed and stripped. Jenkins, now Drake back across the timeline for the Warriors. Matthews at the top of the key. Kicks it back off for Tyrone Drake for three, in and out. Rebound, Kai Thompson. Here come the Lakers. Pull-up jumper for three. Shantez Drake gets there. That's 2 in a row.
Drake's starting to heat up here.
16-7, a 9-point lead for Lake Clifton.
17-10 record. I don't think so today, Bob. It's win or go home in the state championship game.
Put the records in the trash can. It doesn't matter at this point. For Curtis Whitney, his shot no good. And the Lakers bring it back the other direction. Kai Thompson across the timeline. He'll split 2 defenders. Drive the lane. Left-handed lay. It's there. Kai Thompson.
Warriors got to stop the bleeding here. Down by 11 now. They're not used to this. We've only losing 3 games the entire year.
Drake for 3. Bingo.
And he definitely heard me on that one.
Tyler Nixon, excuse me. 18-10 with 1:20 to play in the opening stanza. Carter gets stripped. And Nixon brings it across, gets hammered at the line, no call. Long three-pointer from Tyrone Matthews, no good. Kai Thompson with the rebound. Inside a minute remaining now in the opening quarter. Long three from Benjamin Carter won't go. Rebound underneath. Ronald Lucas, his shot won't go. Lakers maintain possession. Drake drives. He'll go to the line.
They said that was on the floor?
That foul occurred before the shot.
Right now, it looks like Leander Roberts, the 4th, with 6 boards already. He's doubling anyone else on the court right now. So right now he's crashing the glass, averaging 6 boards now a quarter. He get 24 boards today.
Senior forward having a great afternoon. Losing the handle. Here comes Nixon back the other direction. Nixon will get fouled as he crosses the timeline right in front of us.
Personal foul, Stephen Parker, his first.
Jarrett Johnson to inbound right in front of us. He'll kick it off to Tyler Nixon. Tyree Thornton thought about a long three, thinks better of it. It's underneath for Kwame Atkins. Shot no good. Here come the Lakers. Off in the corner for Rasheed Brown. For 3, it's there!
What a shot.
Rasheed Brown, ice water in his veins, puts the Lakers up by 11. 18.5 to go in the opening quarter. We'll be right back. We're going to keep it right here.
Right now, I mean, the Lakers with 21 points in the first quarter. Like you said, you got to throw out the records right here. 17-10. I mean, when did they lose 10 games? I mean, 21
Not this team.
I mean, right now, they're just draining threes left and right, having great possessions, getting open shooters left and right. And, I mean, right now, they have to be happy right now because Pocomoke, they have a ton of fans here in the stands. And there's a decent turnout for Lake Clifton as well. But right now, with the fans against them, they're showing them up with 21 points so far.
Stingy defense, 4 steals for the Lakers. Been able to disrupt the Pocomoke Big Two of Tyler Nixon and Tyrone Matthews. Not been able to get any kind of a rhythm going thus far. And they're looking at an 11-point deficit here towards the late stages of the first quarter.
Only 10 points for the Warriors. That's not something they wanted to see to come out here and start the championship game.
Nixon brings it across. They'll play for the last shot. Matthews. Jenkins inside for Whitney. Back out to Nixon. He'll lose his. We have a foul just before the horn.
Maybe they'll put one more second on.
Or a fraction of a second, perhaps.
Personal foul.
Let's see what they want to do here.
Referees having a conversation with the clock operator.
Coach Fuchs is saying, hey, we deserve one more second on that clock. See what they're doing here. They're going to have an out-of-bounds play with 0.5 seconds left.
21-10, Lakers over the Warriors with half a second remaining as the foul was called just before the horn. Jenkins will inbound. Quick shot from Nixon. No good at the horn. That'll do it for the first quarter as Lake Clifton leads Pocomoke 21-10. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Championship Saturday. Back at the Xfinity Center, Bob Duck and Mike Cerrone with you. Championship Saturday, starting off with the first of 4 games. This the Division 1A between Lake Clifton and Pocomoke. Lake Clifton on top, 21-10 after the opening quarter. Tyler Nixon brings it across the timeline for Pocomoke. Pocomoke in the white jerseys, going left to right across your screen. Jenkins in for Whitney. Whitney spins and wins. LaCurtis Whitney, his first points of the day.
Whitney, that was a pretty move. Right up and under the arm for 2.
Coming back the other direction, Benjamin Carter with it. He'll kick it back for Kai Thompson, who's double teamed. For Shantez Drake. Swarming defense now for Pocomoke. Kai Thompson drives in traffic, and his intended target fell down.
You got to think, Coach Fuchs said in that little quarter break, hey, you got to start picking up the tempo here on defense. You're giving them way too many open shots, and that's what led to a bunch of threes for the Lakers.
21-12. Lake Clifton on top. Pocomoke with it now. Inside for Whitney. Back out for Jenkins. Drake for 3. I keep calling him Drake. That's Tyler Nixon. Oh, and there's a huge collision just as Kai Thompson brings it across into the lane.
Personal foul on Tyler Nixon, his second.
Nixon, the guilty Warrior. Stephen Parker brings it across the line. He plays catch with Kai Thompson. Long inlet pass for Kyrie Young. They say it tipped the bottom of the backboard. The Warriors will bring it back the other direction. 6:47 to go here in the second quarter. 21-12 Lakers your score. Tyler Nixon brings it across. Over to Jenkins. Inside for Whitney. Now for Quane Atkins. Quane Atkins.
Starting to see the Warriors getting a lot of good offensive possessions, a lot more ball movement than we saw in the first quarter.
They're tipped out of bounds by Atkins. It'll stay on this end of the floor. Rebounds are even at 10. Kai Thompson brings it across. In the corner now for Rasheed Brown. He'll drive, kick it back the other direction. Good save there to keep it inbounds from Stephen Parker. But it'll go out of bounds off of a Warrior. We'll keep it on this end as Rasheed Brown will inbound. Got a face full of Jenkins. Kai Thompson at the top of the key. Now to Stephen Parker. He'll drive. Right-handed finger roll. And he scores. Stephen Parker. His first points of the afternoon. Jenkins. Three-point try from Tyree Thornton. No good. Back the other direction is Rasheed Brown. Swells the Laker lead back to 25-14, 11 points now.
Got to get a few more stops for Pocomoke on defense. Now the transition game for Lake Clifton is steaming up a little bit.
Jarek Johnson scores. 25-16. Lake Clifton bringing it across the timeline. Long cross-court pass for Shantez Drake. He'll get fouled.
Personal foul on Curtis Whitney, his first. Team fifth.
For Curtis Whitney's first foul. As Rasheed Brown inbounds right in front of us. Brown for 3 on the wing. just off the iron. Shantez Drake with the rebound and the putback. 8 points for Shantez Drake here in the first half. Shot from Kwame Atkins, no good. Lake Clifton coming back the other direction on a good keep in bounds. Kai Thompson drives along the baseline. And that's going to be over and back as the pass intended for Shantez Drake is too tall. 4:25 remaining here. Lakers on top by 11.
Coach Reed on the sidelines telling everyone to calm down a little bit. Slow it down. Make sure you get good offensive possessions. Right now, you got a lead of 11. Just trying to maintain that. Play good defense. Slow it down on offense. You don't want to have too much aggressiveness on offense, even with this lead.
Stay within yourselves. One of the key of the games we talked about earlier.
That's for sure. Don't play in Pocomoke's hands here. Keep playing your game. And right now, your game is leading by 11.
Jarek Johnson inbounds for Tyler Nixon. Tyrone Matthews underneath. Matthews with his first points of the day. Scramble for it. Stephen Parker gets fouled. 16 fouls now on the Warriors. Stephen Parker double teamed as he brings it across. Gets it underneath for Rasheed Brown. Rasheed Brown drives the lane and scores.
Brown got very high on that one. Just little finger roll to lay it in.
9 points now for Rasheed Brown. Nixon drives. He gets fouled. It'll go to the line.
Personal foul on Stephen Parker, his second.
Second foul on Stephen Parker. And that'll put Tyler Nixon, a dangerous free throw shooter, on the line for the Warriors.
Not that many fouls called so far here in the first half. Only 10 total. 6 for the Warriors, 4 for the Lakers. And I'll tell you, this game has just been flying by so far.
Nixon converts the first of 2. A 10-point lead now for Lake Clifton. And Nixon hits them both. 3:40 to play here in the second quarter, 29-20. Your score, Lake Clifton on top and with the ball. Stephen Parker directing traffic. Kicks it over for Shantez Drake, the leading scorer for Lake Clifton with 10 points. Gets back around for Rasheed Brown. His three-ball no good. Tie up underneath, and Jarek Johnson will come away with it for the Warriors. Here comes Tyler Nixon at the free throw line. Elbow jumper, no good. Big collision, and Nixon will go to the line. He got mugged under there by Ronald Lucas.
Ronald Lucas on the other end said, hey, I'm not trying to touch him, not trying to touch him. Then all of a sudden this end had a huge hack. Got called for the foul on that one. The Warriors now trying to cut it to possibly 7 with these 2 free throws.
Nixon converts the first of 2. And score them both as the second one finds the twine. 29-22 Lakers on top. Steal back the other way, looking for Nixon, and he'll get hacked.
I tell you, Nixon is just having a good old time at that free throw line. Just get your beach chair and a pail and a shovel. Just camping out right there on the beach.
Much more aggressive defense in the second quarter from the Warriors. And it has paid dividends for them as Tyler Nixon converts the first of 2 to cut the lead to 6. And he gets them both. An 11-point lead is now down to 5. 3:04 to play here in the second quarter. Momentum clearly swinging to the boys in white. travel. Oh, now we got a little extracurricular activity going over here at the Pocomoke bench. As Rasheed Brown takes issue with the swarming defense from the Warriors. Pocomoke will have it. No fouls called, but referees have a word with the boys from both sides. Tyler Nixon brings it across, hands it off to Jarrett Johnson. Johnson now to Matthews. Matthews will drive. High floater off the glass. Whitney there for the rebound. The putback no good, and Lake Clifton will bring it back the other direction. And as he crosses the timeline, Stephen Parker gets fouled.
As I just mentioned about the fouls, now all of a sudden they're exploding with fouls.
Personal foul on Jarrett Johnson, his first. Warriors 17 foul.
That'll put the Lakers in the bonus. And Stephen Parker goes to the line for a 1-and-1. He converts the front end of it. 2 for 4 yesterday from the line was Stephen Parker. And he gets them both here. And the lead is back to 7. 31-24 with 2.5 to play here in the opening half.
Good
steal there from Shantez Drake. He'll kick it over for Rasheed Brown, who walks with it.
Squandered that opportunity to extend the lead. So one thing that Lake Clifton's doing on their press is anticipating a lot of the passes. Pocomoke is having a lot of tells on all their passes, and that's why a lot of the steals have been happening.
Nixon, pull up Jay from the baseline off the front of the rim. Rebound Rasheed Brown. He'll dish it off to Kai Thompson as he brings it across for the Lakers. Inside, looking for Ronald Lucas. It's there. Tyrone Matthews for Pocomoke cuts the lead to 5. A minute 38 to go in the second quarter. Stephen Parker drives into triple coverage, gets rejected. Here comes Pocomoke back the other direction. LaCurtis Whitney. And now Kai Thompson back the other direction for the Lakers. Fast and furious action as the second quarter winds down. Foul called underneath.
You got that right. Fast and furious action. I like that analogy there, Bob, because so far, a lot of rejections, trying to get a transition game going for both squads, but right now it's just not working out. They got to start slowing it down, good possessions, because that's what a lot of the threes have been coming for the Lakers and also the Warriors, or for the Warriors, excuse me. And then really, when you're looking at it, you just got to start slowing stuff down. And that's when the offense comes into play. When you keep trying to get this transition game and keep turning it over, that's when the games are lost. As you see 9 turnovers for the Warriors right now and 8 for the Lakers.
Kai Thompson converts the first of 2. And he gets them both. The lead back to 7 now for the Lakers with a minute 20 to go. Johnson, long lead pass for Matthews. Now to Nixon. Nixon will drive, gets stuffed, and LaCurtis Whitney is there. And he'll go to the line. LaCurtis Whitney giving up a couple of inches to his opposite number from the Lakers, but nonetheless.
Lucas didn't like that, as we saw Whitney go up the pump fake and then go up secondary, but Lucas got a piece of the arm on that one. He also got some ball, but at the same time, you got an arm, I mean, obviously it's a foul.
Whitney converts the first of 2.
Lucas now comes out with 3 fouls. Got to rest him for the rest of this first half at least.
LaCurtis Whitney converts them both, and the lead is back down to 5. Both teams in the bonus now with the last 70 seconds of the second quarter. Kai Thompson, lead pass for Shantez Drake. Scramble for it on the floor. Pocomoke comes away, but back the other direction. Nixon is fouled as he comes across the timeline.
Personal foul,
Rashid Brown, the guilty Laker, now put a dangerous free throw shooter back at the line for a 1-and-1 with exactly a minute to play. And Pocomoke looking to get right back in this thing. Tyler Nixon converts the front end of the 1-and-1. That's 12 points for him on the afternoon. Leading scorer for the Warriors. That one's in and out, and it's a 4-point lead. Kai Thompson breaks the press, takes it coast to coast, he'll go to the line. Kai Thompson says, fellas, I got this. He brings it the length of the floor, and we'll go to the line.
Really balanced scoring for the Warriors and Lakers. Both squads have multiple scorers with 5, 6 points, 8, 9, and 10 on the Lakers side. I mean, overall, a lot of balanced scoring, a lot of people contributing, so that's one good thing to see come the second half adjustments.
Kai Thompson, unsuccessful on the first, and gets the friendly roll on the second. A 5-point lead now with less than a minute to play here in the second. Nixon bringing it across. Directing traffic. 2-3 zone in play from Lake Clifton. Nixon hands it off to Johnson. Now over to Matthews. 35 seconds. Matthews with a pull-up jumper gets blocked. LaCurtis Whitney there for the rebound. And he'll lose the handle. Here comes Kai Thompson and the Lakers. Splits the defense, loses the handle. And Pocomoke's got numbers. Nixon drives. His shot won't go, but he'll go to the line. 19.8 seconds remain.
Once again, we just saw Lake Clifton just try to push it up the floor way too fast. You actually had a nice play down this end with the rebound, waiting for the outlet pass, but then all of a sudden, you're trying to rush it down court, a steal, and then all of a sudden a foul. 2 shots for Nixon.
He converts the first, cuts the lead to 4.
Nixon just has countless free throws today. We'll have to see how many he makes by the end of the game.
Gets them both on this occasion. Inside of 20 seconds, Lakers bring it across. Kai Thompson, one-on-one. He'll drive, score off the backboard. Nice switch of hands in midair. Lead back to 5 for the Lakers. 3 seconds. Nixon with a shot at the buzzer, no good. And a fast and furious first half of action comes to a close with the Lake Clifton Lakers on top of the Pocomoke Warriors, 36-31. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Championship Saturday on the NFHS Network. Back at the Xfinity Center on the campus of the University of Maryland in College Park. It's Championship Saturday. Glad you could be with us on the NFHS Network. Bob Duncan and Mike Cerrone with you. The first of 4 games, this one between the 1A East champion Pocomoke Warriors, 1A South champion Lake Clifton Lakers. It's been all Lakers this afternoon with turnovers are even at 10 apiece. The stingy defense of the Lakers has led to 7 steals, and that has proven dividends as they have a 5-point lead as we get ready to start the second half.
Well, overall, when you look at the steals, we've said it during all these different breaks and throughout the first 5 minutes, I guess you could say, of the game, because overall this game has lasted like 5 minutes, it feels like. Overall, when you're looking at these two squads, they're really running down with a lot of pace, but at the same time, it's just not working out for them because of the sole fact that when it comes down to it, you have to play with a sense of urgency, but at the same time, you got to play with discipline. You got to go down the court and make sure that you can set your offense at half court. And really, when you're looking at it, both these squads are just kind of being a little reckless right now with 10 turnovers each in the first half.
Lakers have the opening possession, and it gets stolen away from them. Tyler Nixon brings it back across for Pocomoke. Underneath. Finds his man under there, Leander Roberts. And what was once an 11-point lead for the Lakers is now down to 3. Pocomoke, a furious comeback there in the second quarter.
Largest lead was 11 for Lake Clifton. As my partner said, it's diminished so far.
3 points from the corner, Rashid Brown.
3-point basket by Rashid
rebound. That's his 12th point of the afternoon. Balanced attack we talked about as being a key to victory for the Lakers. At halftime, Brown had 9, Drake had 10, and Thompson had 11. So indeed, a balanced attack has been key for them. Tyler Nixon drives to the baseline and scores off the glass. Just like that, a 4-point lead now for the Lakers as Tyler Nixon adds to his team leading 14 points. Give him 16 on the afternoon. Long cross-court pass as the Lakers bring it across.
Well, Nixon's just been a force inside, driving to the bucket and getting fouled for the most part, and getting a lot of points from the line.
7 of 8 from the line is Tyrone Drake. Now, Lakers will drive.
Personal foul, Curtis Whitney, his second.
And they will go to the line for a pair, sending Kai Thompson.
Kai Thompson will shoot 2.
Just underway here in this third quarter. Lakers on top 39-35. Kai Thompson at the line for Lake Clifton. First of 2 is no good. Coach Reed shouting instructions from the sideline. Kai Thompson's second finds the bottom of the net. 40-35 with 6.5 to play. Here comes Tyrone Matthews off the glass and a putback from Leander Roberts. Tyrone Matthews needs to get something going here. He was the second leading scorer with 22 points the other night. He had just 4 in the opening 2 quarters.
Lake Clifton scoring 21 in the first quarter. They slowed down their pace a little bit, so we'll have to see what they can do.
Underneath for Ronald Lucas, no basket. And the Warriors bring it back the other direction. Cross-court pass for Tyler Nixon in front of us. Back to Nixon on the wing. Now to Matthews. Matthews almost lost the handle, gets it back over to Nixon. 2-3 zone from Lake Curtis. Nixon's floater won't go, but he'll go to the line.
Personal foul,
Stephen Parker, the guilty Laker.
Tyler Nixon will shoot 2.
And that'll put Nixon at the line, looking to capitalize on his 7 of 8 performance from the stripe thus far. And he does on the first of 2. A 2-point lead. Tyler Nixon doesn't get the friendly roll, but it'll stay on this end of the floor. Pocomoke with a chance to tie. Whitney drives, shot no good. Rebound, Ty Thompson off the glass and scores.
Smooth move right there. You could easily see that he could get up there and dunk that one, but this game being so close, you got to lay it in and get the easy 2.
42-38. Lake Clifton is led from the opening whistle. Scramble for it in the backcourt. And a timeout is called from Lake Clifton. Smart heads-up play there. We'll be right back. 42-38. Lake Clifton Lakers lead the Pocomoke Warriors in the 1A state championship here from the Xfinity Center on the beautiful campus of the University of Maryland. Inbounds pass is stolen by the Warriors with a chance to cut into that 4-point lead. Tyrone Nixon. Shot no good. Scramble for it underneath. Jump ball possession to Pocomoke. Will keep it on this end of the floor.
Yeah, another steal for Pocomoke, trying to catch up to the Lakers. 8-6 right now in favor of the Lakers.
Whitney underneath. He's fouled. Going up against a triple team. And a technical is called against Lake Clifton. We saw tempers flare a little bit midway through the second quarter.
Now, we saw a little skirmish over there on the Pocomoke bench. Didn't really think like anything really happened too much because the players just came right back out after everyone got separated. Just kept playing the game. No words were exchanged. Just a tech foul. The only tech foul so far throughout this game. Slamming the ball down. It's one thing you can't do, especially with Coach Reed saying, "Hey, this lead is really diminishing right now. You're up by 13. And now the second free throw doesn't go, but it's only down to 3 now."
The foul against Whitney was committed by Stephen Parker. That's 4 for him. And now Nixon on to shoot the technicals. 42-40. The 11-point lead is now down to 2, a one-possession ball game, and Pocomoke will have the possession after this second technical foul shot.
How about that? Down by 4. All of a sudden, you get a technical, and you get the foul. So that's 4 foul shots when you're down by 4. Now they're down by only 1, making 3 or 4.
Chance to take the lead here for Pocomoke. Tyrone Matthews directing traffic. It's over to Johnson. Johnson in for Whitney, and his foul.
And the tides have turned so far. Now you're looking at Pocomoke's fans going nuts, especially after that technical. They're just feeding off the energy right now. They're going to call that a jump ball. Great call there by the refs.
Tremendous block on Leander Roberts with his attempted shot there. I don't see who got it.
The Lakers escaping right there after it was almost a 5-point swing within 30 seconds.
Here come the Lakers. Long three-pointer attempted by Shantez Drake. No good. Here comes Pocomoke with a chance to take the lead. Nixon drives high off the glass. Shot no good. Leander Roberts unable to come away with it. And here comes the Lakers back the other direction. Kai Thompson drives, left hand lay-in. It's there. Kai Thompson extends the lead to 3 with 4:15 to play in the third.
Just high percentage shots. Get in there underneath, go up high, and lay it in.
Tyrone Matthews, his floater won't go. Rebound coming back the other direction for the Lakers. That's Ben Carter. His shot won't go. But he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Dingle right there coming off the bench, getting some action for Lake Clifton. Nice rebound, good outlet pass, and good transition ball from the Lakers.
Benjamin Carter, sophomore guard, goes to the line for a pair. First one off the front of the rim. 3-point lead now for Lake Clifton. They have led the entire ball game thus far. Carter converts the second, and we're back to a 4-point lead.
Lake Clifton right now just hanging on by a thread. Need to keep going here with a 1.5 left to play.
Tyrone Matthews brings it across. Finds Roberts in the corner. Back to Nixon. He's fouled.
That shouldn't be shooting. It shouldn't be. He went up, and then right when he saw they're going to say it's a shooting foul. He was almost turned the complete opposite direction trying to pass it. Good draw right there for Pocomoke to get that foul for the shooting. And I think it was possibly on the floor.
Tyler Nixon, 9 of 11 now from the line. Make it 9 of 12. I jinxed him. 3-point lead now for the Lakers. Rasheed Brown, pull-up jumper, no good. Leander Roberts there for Pocomoke. Off to Matthews. Matthews drives, left-handed floater, doesn't get the roll, scramble for it. Here comes Kai Thompson to the Lakers. 2-on-2. Kai Thompson drives, there's that left-handed lay-in.
Wow.
That's been there for him all day.
That is for sure, all day long.
Tyler Nixon gets it stripped, and he gets fouled in the process.
All day long. I mean, right there, he jumped from that Big Ten sign Ended up getting that laid in. And that was just pretty basketball right now.
Six fouls on the Lakers, and we're still got 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Long three from Matthews won't go. And out of bounds right in our face. I got you, brother. Protecting your nose.
I was hoping you were looking at it. That's why I said, man, I need to go swat this thing. And it's the first game, Bob.
We got 3 more to go. Tyrone Matthews brings it in. Looking for Nixon underneath. Great pass for Whitney. Shot won't go. Rebound Roberts. Scramble for it. Roberts gets his own board and he'll go to the line. Tremendous offensive pressure from the Pocomoke Warriors on that possession. 3 offensive rebounds. They're rewarded with a trip to the free throw stripe.
That's the thing about the Lakers right now. Playing good on the offensive end. Led by Thompson, but at the same time on the defensive end, as my partner said earlier, it's already 7 fouls. And we still have just under a quarter and a half left to play, so a bonus intact right now for the Warriors.
That may play huge for Pocomoke. Roberts unable to convert either of them, and there is a foul underneath as Nixon sprawls across the floor. Foul on Benjamin Carter. And that'll send Nixon to the line as the bonus comes into effect. Nixon with the 1-and-1.
3 timeouts still left for both squads as Pocomoke took 2 in the first 4 minutes of the ball game. Right now they're just trying to chip away at that lead with the Lakers not having any of it. Still up by 5.
Nixon unable to convert it. There's a scramble on the rebound. They'll say it'll stay here. Pocomoke ball. 5-point Laker lead with 2:51 to play in the third quarter. Lake Clifton has led from the opening tip. Pocomoke refusing to go away. They've chipped away and chipped away, gotten to within 1. Right now, the Lakers are up by 5.
Kyrie Young, 6'4",
sophomore forward.
That's right.
Looking for some size.
His first action.
Matthews inbounds for Johnson. Quick 3 off the front of the rim. Matthews with the rebound. Gets it taken away. Scramble for it underneath.
Wow. They said he had possession right there. How about that?
I don't know. A timeout is called by the Pocomoke Warriors. We're going to keep it right here. 47-42 with 2:43 to play here in the third quarter. Bob Duncan, Mike Cerrone with you on Championship Saturday. Glad you could be with us on the NFHS Network. Don't forget, this game is available for ordering on demand. Just go to NFHSnetwork.com and order your CD or DVD of Championship Saturday.
Now, going back to that last play, it looked like it was a scramble for the ball, but at the same time, Coach Fuchs was like, hey, I'm going to call a timeout and see if they give it to him, and they actually did. I was kind of surprised by that call.
Fast and furious action here in the third quarter as the Pocomoke Warriors trying to chip away at that lead by the Lake Clifton Lakers. What was once 11 points shrunk to 1 and is now swollen once again out to 5 points.
Division 3A is next at 3 o'clock. 3 at 3. And then you got Division 2 approximately at 6. And Division 4 at 8. And right now we're on track. I don't want to say that because then we're going to stop being on track. Right now we're on track to have a good start at 3 o'clock for the 3A.
Tyrone Matthews inbounds for Whitney. Left wide open at the free throw line, but his jumper won't go. Whistle for it underneath.
Personal foul, but they can't have his second. Warriors 13 foul.
Foul called against the Warriors. And Lake Clifton will bring it back the other direction. Rashid Brown on the sideline as a timeout is called from Coach Hareed. We'll be right back with more. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. Championship Saturday on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back. 47-42, Lake Clifton on top of Pocomoke in the 1A championship game. Coming to you live from Xfinity Center on the campus of the University of Maryland. Bob Duncan and Mike Cerrone, glad you could be with us on Championship Saturday on the NFHS Network. It has been all Lakers thus far this afternoon. They've led since the opening tip, but the Pocomoke Warriors are refusing to say die. A mild upset this would be if the score holds true. 17-10, Lake Clifton.
Lake Clifton right now is just phenomenal what we've seen from them so far in these first three quarters. I mean, the first quarter they scored 21, and they've scored a lot less in the past two, but the thing is, they're holding Pocomoke even with all the fouls they've had.
Pocomoke comes in with a 24-3 record, clearly the favorite. Long shot there from the Lakers won't go, and here come the Warriors back the other direction as Tyrone Matthews dishes to Tyler Nix. Nix being double-teamed, dishes back to Matthews on the baseline. His shot won't go. And it goes out of bounds off a Warrior. The Lakers will have it. 47-42, just inside of 2 minutes left. Sorry, partner.
You're all right. Right now, what I'm looking at for Nixon and Matthews is that they're having too many ISO attempts. Right now, what they have to do is start using and utilizing their teammates. Yes, they score a ton of points, but at the same time, they got to stop doing these ISO attempts and try to set that half-court offense.
Rashid Brown drives the baseline for Lake Clifton. He gets fouled.
Been stagnant right here at 47-42 for a couple minutes so far.
LeCurtis Whitney, that's his third foul, so he'll have a seat on the bench. Ty Thompson off the inbounds. Turns and finds Ryan Dingle. His shot won't go. And here comes Jenkins. Back to Nixon. Matthews with it now. On the right wing, he's double-teamed. Spins along the baseline. Again, an ill-advised shot won't go. Turnaround jumper. No good from Kwame Atkins. Scramble for it underneath, and the Lakers come down with it. Ty Thompson into traffic. Big collision at the free throw line. They're going to call Nixon on the block.
Actually, I think they're going to say that was a charge.
It should have been.
It looks like they did call on a charge.
That's what I thought it was. I was kind of surprised there for a moment, but
too many bodies I couldn't see. I just saw bodies.
And they're all taller than us.
Yes.
Offensive foul on Kai Thompson, and the Warriors will have it. Tyree Thornton along the right wing for Johnson. Back to Atkins. His shot won't go. Scramble for it underneath. Thornton gets the roll. Tyree Thornton. That's his first points of the afternoon.
First points for both squads in the last few minutes here. Like I said, stagnant at 47-42. Now, 3-point ball game.
Less than a minute remain. Lakers driving. Shantez Drake will go to the line. Kwame Atkins, guilty Warrior. That's his third.
Coach Hareed calling out orders right now. The last 42 seconds left.
Shantez Drake doesn't get the roll on the first of two.
Matthews comes back in after getting feels like a 20-second break.
Shantez Drake with the second of two. Converts this one, and the lead is back to 4. 48-44 with 40 seconds. Tyler Nixon brings it across. The hold for the last shot.
It's a long possession to hold it.
Tyree Thornton will drive. His shot no good. It'll go out of bounds off a Warrior. And that height advantage that Lake Clifton had played a major part in that play. 15 seconds. Lake Clifton with it now. Thompson gets double teamed, and there's a push from Tyrone Matthews. He can't believe it.
I thought for a second there they're going to call an over the back or over and back. And that's what I thought he was going to call. I was like, hold on a second, hold on. Held his footing there for a second. Lake Clifton going to try to get this last shot in. Send that lead.
Under 10 seconds. Kai Thompson drives. And he scores again. He's been driving that lane like he owns it. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 50-44, Lakers on top. We'll be right back. You're watching Championship Saturday on the NFHS Network. 50-44, your score. Lakers on top of the Warriors. 8 minutes remain in the basketball season. One of these two teams will go home with some hardware. The 1A state championship between the Pocomoke Warriors from 1A East and the Lake Clifton Lakers from 1A South. Tyree Thornton inbounds in front of us. Finds Tyler Matthews. Matthews now to Jordan. Leander Roberts to Nixon. Back to Thornton. Off the glass and in. Tyree Thornton coming off the bench late in the third quarter. That's his fourth point. Shantez Drake brings it across for the Lakers. Loses his footing. And Tyrone Matthews is called for the foul.
This one's coming down to the wire here, Bob. Only 4-point differential. 1 quarter to play. The Lakers, as you said before, they haven't lost the lead yet. They've had it since the opening tip. And the Warriors just got to break the ice here and try to get possibly over the Lakers.
First shot won't go. Rebound underneath. Now they lose possession. Here come the Lakers back the other direction. Rasheed Brown's shot won't go. Long headman pass intended for Matthews. He's there. Lays it off the glass and it gets fouled. Warriors had numbers 3-on-1. And they'll go to the line.
Good play by Matthews right there to keep it. He had a guy adjacent to him on the other side of the court, but didn't want to do that bounce pass because the defender was playing the ball correctly in between them. Matthews draws the foul. Doesn't get the and one to go. That's one thing you have to do is try to convert those and one opportunities when you're at the rim.
Matthews converts the first of two. Makes it a one-possession game.
2 timeouts left for both squads.
Tyrone Matthews converts them both. A 2-point lead for the Lakers. Warriors need a stop here. Brown brings it across. He'll go up and get fouled.
Personal foul for
Rasheed Brown to the line.
Rasheed Brown will shoot 2.
Tremendous effort so far from Pocomoke to get back into this thing. Remember, they were down by 11 back in the first quarter.
So one thing about the Lakers right now is that they're getting to the line, but they're not really converting their free throws too well. As you look at Pocomoke, the free throw percentage is very high up there. That's our conversion.
Brown misses them both. Warriors with a chance to tie. Tyrone Matthews brings it across. He's checked there by Rasheed Brown. Matthews drives. High off the glass, shot won't go. Nixon with the rebound, and he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line with a chance to tie it up.
The ball just fell into his lap on the rebound attempt.
Johnny on the spot.
And he went up strong and got it.
9 of 12 from the line is Tyler Nixon. He converts the first one. It's a 1-point lead. This to tie. Misses it on purpose.
And he's going to get a lane violation.
It's a lane violation. That's exactly right.
He knew he missed it. He just tried to sprint in there as fast as he could.
I think he may have tried to miss that one on purpose and surprise everybody, get his own rebound.
Get that lead.
Kai Thompson brings it across, or tries to. He steps on the sideline. Turnover, it'll be Warriors ball. 50-49 with 6:51 to play.
Warriors going to try to take the lead here. They're first of the game. Let's see what they can do.
Matthews to Nixon in the corner for three. Just off the front of the rim. Shantez Drake with the rebound for the Lakers. Driving is Brown. And it's a charge. Rasheed Brown called for the offensive foul.
His second personal foul.
Pocomoke yet again another chance as Lake Clifton now with 2 turnovers in the last 2 possessions.
Nixon. To Whitney. Back to Nixon. Now Matthews at the top of the key. Thought about a long 3. In for Whitney. Whitney back for Nixon, who's wide open for 3. Off the back of the rim. Whitney with a big rebound. His shot won't go, but he's fouled. LaCurtis Whitney in triple coverage comes down with it and goes to the line.
One thing about the Pocomoke Warriors here is they're going to stop shooting these threes. A 2-ball gives them the lead, but in the last 2 possessions, they've shot 3 threes and they've missed them all.
LaCurtis Whitney ties the ball game.
There comes Lucas back in the ball game. He's been in foul trouble all day.
LaCurtis Whitney to give the Warriors the lead. And he does! 51-50 Pocomoke. 6:13 in the ball game. Everybody on their feet here at Xfinity Center. Kai Thompson with it, directing traffic for the Lakers. Kicks it over for Brown in the corner. His 3-ball no good. Scramble for it. Drake comes down with it for the Lakers. Kicks it back out to Kai Thompson, and they'll reset. Brown drives into traffic, loses the handle, jump ball. It'll stay on this end of the floor.
Lakers possession.
That's what it's going to come down to here is the possession arrow. Right now it's going to switch back over to the Warriors after they throw the ball in.
Shantez Drake is there. Left him wide open.
Fantastic play to spread the floor.
Lakers back on top. Whitney. Back out for Matthews. Tyrone Matthews. Now over to Thornton. Now Nixon. Kicks it back out for Thornton. Thought about a long 3. Around the horn they go. Nixon back with it on the wing. Dishes off for Matthews. Good defense there. 2-3 zone from the Lakers. Baseline pass intended for Thornton.
The partners had 2-3 zone for the Lakers right now, just trying to stretch the floor and try to clog up that middle.
In for Leander Roberts. His shot won't go. Scramble for it on this end of the floor, and the Lakers come down with it. Stephen Parker with 4 fouls. Drives. Gets his pocket pick. 2-on-1. Here come the Warriors. Saves it inbounds, but back to the Lakers. And here comes Lake Clifton with a chance to extend their lead inside of 5 minutes now.
Once again, both teams losing the ball in transition. Coach Reed now saying, let's do the half-court offense.
Kai Thompson being checked there by Tyree Thornton. Thompson drives, kicks it in. Won't go. Ronald Lucas tried to thunder, and it goes off the back of the rim.
Just not having a good day. Lucas in foul trouble, as I said, all day. And now they're going to give him a tech. And that's going to be another foul on him. He goes up for the dunk, doesn't get it, and then has a foul called against him.
And he will have a seat. He's done.
That's a turn of events. Oh, my gosh.
Just a sophomore, perhaps a little bit of youthful exuberance in the state championship got the better of him.
What happened?
He went up there and tried to go for that two-handed stuff. Tyrone Matthews will shoot the technical.
That's the one thing that coaches always say. If you're going to go and try to dunk it, make sure you get that thing in there. Because if you don't, something like that's going to happen where you get a technical foul trying to overcompensate of what you just made a mistake of.
Tyrone Matthews gets the friendly roll on the second one. Warriors back on top with possession and the arrow.
How about this? That is unreal.
Fasten your seatbelts, boys and girls. It's going to be a bumpy ride for the next 4.5 minutes. Tyler Nixon directs traffic, drives. Whitney underneath. He walked. Looking for the foul, but instead, he's called for the travel. Shantez Drake to inbound for the Lakers.
Lake Clifton with the height advantage. Now that's gone because Lucas, the tallest one on both teams at 6'5", or 6'6", excuse me, is now out.
Stephen Parker over for Brown. Brown on the baseline with a floater. Puts the Lakers back on top, 54-53. Nixon back to Matthews. Warriors in no particular hurry. 3:34 to play. Tyrone Matthews plays catch with his wingmen. Thought about driving, kicks it back over for Tyree Thornton. Behind the back pass to Tyler Nixon. Nixon with 21 points for the Warriors. Leading scorer for both teams.
3 minutes to go.
Nixon, pull-up jumper. Does not go. Scramble for it underneath. Stephen Parker comes away with it. He'll get fouled. Tyrone Matthews, the guilty Warrior. 2:58 to go. Lakers on top, 54-53.
Rebounds. Look at the rebound stat. 33 for the Warriors, 33 for the Lakers. Right on key with one another. The steals right about the same. The blocks about the same. And the turnovers. I mean, the turnover, that's one thing you don't want to see in the championship game. The Warriors with 15, the Lakers with 19. That's one reason the Lakers had their lead cut down.
Parker unable to convert the front end of the 1-and-1, and here come the Warriors back the other direction. Tyler Nixon directing traffic. Trying to put the Warriors back on top. Tyrone Matthews now directing traffic, kicks it off for Tyree Thornton. Back to Matthews. Matthews drives the baseline in traffic. He'll go to the line.
(54-53).
Tyrone Matthews with a chance to put the Warriors back on top.
Kai Thompson is the guy that has to lead Lake Clifton to this W. They leaned on him the entire day as he has had so many strong drives to the 10. And I tell you, it's just, I mean, he's just a remarkable player, and you got to see him try to get some and one opportunities here late.
54 all. Matthews with a chance to put the Warriors back on top. And he does. 2:20 to play. Warriors on top by 1. Xfinity Center rocks as Stephen Parker drives. Shot won't go. Scramble for it underneath. Whitney comes down with it for the Warriors.
Wow, look at Whitney.
Late pass foot for Matthews. Hands it off to Nixon. High off the glass. No good. Nixon with his own rebound. Underneath for Thornton. Off the glass and in. 3-point lead for the Warriors. It's their biggest of the day, and a timeout is called. Pocomoke up by 3 with a minute 52 to go. We'll be right back with more on the NFHS Network. 57-54. Pocomoke has come all the way back from an 11-point deficit to take a 3-point lead with $1:52 to play in the 1A state championship. Live from the Xfinity Center at University of Maryland, Bob Duncan, Mike Cerrone with you on the NFHS Network. Glad you could be with us on Championship Saturday. Don't go anywhere. We got 3 more games coming, and if they're anything like this one, I'm going to be hoarse by the end of the night.
Oh, this is a great game. 1:52 left, 3-point ball game, but the Lakers, as we said during the break, Bob, they've let 4 points in the past few possessions slip out of their fingers. The dunk and that easy lay-in they just had.
Stephen Parker playing with 4 fouls, brings it across for the Lakers. Being checked there by Tyrone Thornton. Gets it off to Kai Thompson. He's the leading scorer for the Lakers with 20. He'll drive. Foul before the shot.
Both teams now in the double bonus. Possession arrow still announced for the Warriors.
Kai Thompson goes to the line for 2 as both teams, as you mentioned, are in the double bonus. Every defensive foul will be a 2-shot foul for the next 92 seconds. Kai Thompson finds the bottom of the twine. Cuts the lead to 2.
Told you they got to lean on Thompson right here. Thompson has been leading them the entire day, especially inside the paint. So we'll see if he can try to come through here.
And he does. 22 points now for Kai Thompson, leading all scorers. The Lakers call a timeout. We'll be right back with more. You'll watch Championship Saturday on NFHS Network. 57, 56, 92 seconds separates one of these two teams from the hardware as 1A state champions for 2016. Pocomoke leading Lake Clifton 57-56. Lakers will inbound.
This is where the champions are made. I tell you, right here on the big stage, College Park, University of Maryland, Xfinity Center, Gary Williams Court. Who's going to come out with the victory here in the 1A boys division?
Warriors inbound. Jarek Johnson drives the length of the floor and called for the charge.
That was an easy call. Easy call.
Kai Thompson had camped under the basket and had time to order a pizza.
And eat it at the same time. That was great. Out there with his canteen, sitting in the tent, just hanging out.
1:26 to play.
It's one thing if you're Johnson right there, you got to watch out for that and see him standing there.
Lake Clifton inbounds, too strong. And it'll go off of a Laker. Warriors ball.
That was a good call. That was right in front of us. Right in front of us, and that thing was tipped by both squads. But Lake Clifton's last.
Matthews off to Nixon. Nixon loses the handle. Here comes Clyde Thompson with numbers. Back the other direction for the Lakers. Handoff to Shantez Drake. Won't go. Scrambled for it underneath. Here come the Warriors back the other direction with just over a minute to go. Tyrone Matthews gets fouled hard.
He's wincing in pain right now on the court.
I think he landed awkwardly on that left hip.
Lake Clifton once again, and I believe, as you said, yeah, that's another foul out for Lake Clifton. Stephen Parker, and yet another sophomore going out. And I tell you, that's two mistakes now by the sophomores of Lake Clifton. Fouling out. They needed him right there to take it down. Now you're going to have to. I mean, the thing is, Lake Clifton, they could easily have this lead, but they've let a lot of buckets. 3 opportunities in that last possession go by the wayside. Ended up missing all 3 of them. Still down by 1 now.
Matthews converts the front end of the 2-point try. 5'8" junior guard.
2-point ball game here.
Tyrone Matthews with 11 points. Make it 12. 59-56 with 1:07 to play. Pocomoke on top. Ty Thompson trying to break the full court pressure. Gets it across. Kai Thompson, coast to coast. Shot won't go. Whitney calls timeout.
Wow. Look at Whitney.
LaCurtis Whitney has been absolutely monstrous for the Warriors all afternoon. He's given up several inches in height, and he has not been afraid to go up against double, even triple coverage in the paint. We'll be right back with more of the final 57 seconds on the NFHS Network. 59-56. Pocomoke on top. LaCurtis Whitney with a heads-up timeout call. That's the final timeout for the Warriors. Jarrett Johnson to inbound for Pocomoke underneath his own basket. He'll give it off to Tyler Nixon. Nixon drives, pulls it back, kicks it out to Matthews. Matthews in traffic, breaks the double team. Across for Nixon. Defense collapses around him, and Nixon gets fouled.
Got fouled by the hair.
He does have great hair.
If he would have got a haircut yesterday, that wouldn't have been a foul.
Rasheed Brown, the guilty Laker. And that'll send a dangerous free throw shooter to the line for a pair.
As we were talking during the break, the situational, awareness of Whitney calling that timeout there after getting the board was just phenomenal. We saw a bunch in Virginia High School League basketball championships earlier this week. A bunch of mistakes being happening, and Whitney right there getting a good situational analysis.
Tyler Nixon converts them both. It's a 5-point lead for the Warriors with less than 40 seconds. Kai Thompson on the left wing, drives, floater no good. Rebound Warriors, and a foul immediately. Pocomoke crowd can feel it. 30 seconds and a 5-point lead. Going to the line and the possession arrow.
Lake Clifton, they stay sensitive, but still there's 30 seconds left. You can go down here. I mean, right now you're down by 5 points. He makes these 2. That's 7. 1-3 can get you right back in the ball game.
Thompson, nothing but nylon. Tyrone Matthews at the line. He converts them both. 7-point lead with 30 seconds. The largest lead of the day for the Warriors. Kai Thompson brings it across. Kicks it over for Benjamin Carter. Carter with a long 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound Warriors. And a foul is called immediately with 18.6 to go. And the Pocomoke faithful screaming on their feet. As Leander Roberts heads to the line for a pair.
Wish I could hear what they were saying. I mean, they're all getting into it.
Leander Roberts converts the first of 2.
Lake Clifton, you can just see it on their faces right now. They let one slip through their fingers.
Lakers bringing it back. Rasheed Brown for 3, no good. Gets his own board. Another 3-point try. That one no good. Inside of 10 seconds, Kai Thompson for 3. That one's no good. Rebound underneath. And a lay-in is no good. And that will do it. The Pocomoke Warriors come all the way back and go home with the hardware. Party time in Worcester County.
And they deserve it.
What a gutty performance
Just a great comeback.
from this team. 24-3, their record coming into the ball game. Clearly, they were the favorites over the 17-10 Lake Clifton Lakers, but they had to come all the way back from an 11-point deficit. Somebody lost a pair of glasses in the celebration, and it's in crumbles on the floor at center court.
Before we lead you guys to the trophy presentation, let's just give a little quick update right now. When you're looking at both these squads here, Bob, I mean, Lake Clifton, yeah, they're hanging their heads right now, but I mean, 17-10. When do you ever see a 17-10? A team with 10 losses make it to the state title game? I mean, if ever, that's very rare.
A very young team is Lake Clifton. They've only got 3 seniors. So these young men have absolutely nothing to hang their heads about. Sure, they're disappointed, but I see the Lake Clifton Lakers becoming a dynasty out of Baltimore.
Fantastic game. Couldn't ask for anything better for our first game of the day at 1 o'clock. The 3A game coming at 3 o'clock. Any final words, partner?
This will be motivation for Lake Clifton. They'll use this pain, and they'll remember it, and they'll come back stronger next year. But for the Pocomoke Warriors, nothing sweeter than coming from way behind to claim a state title. Tremendous effort. We talked about Tyrone Matthews needing to come out and play stronger in the second half. He did. He had 10 of his 14 points in the second 2 quarters. But Tyler Nixon has been leading this team all year, and he was there again today with 23 points.
For the principal of Lake Clifton High School.
Congratulations to the Pocomoke Warriors. To kick it over to the public address announcer now for the awards ceremony. First for Lake Clifton.
The state finalist individual class to the Lake Clifton Lakers. Ryan Dingle.
We're going to go ahead and
Benjamin Carter.
congratulate both of these teams one more time. And that'll do it for us here from the Xfinity Center in the 1A State Championship. Congratulations once again to the Pocomoke Warriors.
Kyrie Young. Ronald Lucas. Rasheed Brown. Shantaz Drake. Stephen Parker. And Ty Thompson. Your manager, Javon Saunders. Ken Rowe. Raymond Cunningham. Jasmine Heggie. Deontay Drake. Kyrie Cunningham. And Armand Fareed. Assistant coaches, Stephen Hill. Joseph Dalton. Jamal Wilkins, and the head coach of Lake Clifton High School, Herman Shree Fareed. At this time, the state finalist trophy will be presented to Coach Fareed and the Lake Clifton Lakers on a fine season. Class A state finalist. Congratulations on a fantastic season. Joined by the assistant principal, Matt Brecker, Mills, Athletic Director David Berger, Assistant Superintendent of Schools Lewis Taylor, and Superintendent Jerry Wilson, as we present the state championship individual flags to the Pocomoke Warriors. John Paul Chamberlain, Cormaine Matthews, Tyree Thornton, Desmond Corbin, Tyree Buford, Brent Fletcher, Antonio Beckett, LaCurtis Whitney, Jared Johnson, Leander Roberts, Tyrone Matthews, and Tyler Nixon. Manager Jacob Hardwick, Najee Taylor Nelson, Andre Collins Jr., Kenny Christopher, Don Drew Frazier, assistant coaches Anthony Tall, Curtis Broadwater, and a head coach of the Pocomoke Warriors. Sticking with the tradition of state basketball, we will now present the state championship ball to the winning assistant coach, the winning assistant manager, and it goes to Andre Collins Jr. Continuing with the state tradition, the winning assistant coach receives the net, and it goes to Mr. Anthony Tall. At this time, we would like to present the Maryland State USA. Congratulations on an outstanding season, 25-3. Once again, thank you for your attendance. You're staying for our 3-day state championship that will begin in approximately 25 minutes. For those of you